Alright guys, I'm going to talk a little bit about one of the most massive people, bodybuilders in particular, to ever walk the earth. And that is Greg Kovacs. Greg was around in the 90s, early 2000s, trying to make a name for himself as far as competitive bodybuilding. But I couldn't get the job done simply because he was too big, too blocky, didn't really amount to much competitive bodybuilding. But nonetheless, he was a very popular bodybuilder because he was so massive. Greg, of course, is dead. Another bodybuilding casualty, if you will. He died 2013 at the age of, I think, 44, maybe. So he died really, really young. Another bodybuilder dying young, not a surprise. I talk about him a lot. This guy was a monster, complete monster. 6'4", probably more 6'3", around that area, but still very tall for a bodybuilder. I got him listed here in Wick, 6'4", 420 pounds in the off season. Competed at 330. 25-inch arms. Those arms, he was so big in the chest and torso area and legs that his arms kind of look small. But yeah, she doesn't like that either. Chest 70 inches. And his legs were a colossal 35 inches. It's been reported he had developed over 27-inch arms in the prime of his career. So he's a big, big dude. He, like I said, competed late 90s, early 2000s, couple. Well, he won the Canadians, actually, and then he competed in 5 pro shows, not doing well in any of them. He was just too blocky of a guy. Again, died at 44 of a heart attack, heart failure. This is no surprise. I guess he was having issues with his heart up until that point. Little known fact, I didn't know this, he was charged with extortion. Trying to get some money out of a supplement store owner. So who knows, I suppose they're trying to intimidate him. But Greg, couple pictures of Greg here. This is him next to Gunter Sturkamp, who was in and of himself, I did a little video on him, was a massive bodybuilder as well. Gunter was a big guy, but here's Kovacs on the left. Granted, Kovacs is close to the camera, but clearly you can see the massive size discrepancy between these two. And Gunter's no small man. He's a huge man, and he was in his prime also. Kovacs obviously been something in the shoulders in this pic. I don't know, synthol or cycline or ethylene or however they pronounce it, or whatever the other drug is they're using today. But another pic of him. I mean, he's just huge. Here's a pic of him right here. Down a little bit here. Standing next to some like mere mortal people. Just a big guy. Here's a decent pic of him, right? What the hell's going on here? Alright, right there. There you go. Pretty good shape from the side in that pic. That must have been his prime. But he really showed up to some shows. Really not looking good at all in terms of competitive bodybuilding. Just didn't have the shape. I think here he is next to the late Nasser El-Sabati. Look at him, he makes Nasser look like I mean, you can just tell, like the shoulders in particular. Nasser might have been out of shape in that pic, though, who knows. But Greg is a big man. And here he is on stage. Let's picture off to the right. I don't know, man. That's horrible. That's too bad for him. But another one right here. Just his abdomen, he could not, it was just thick in the abdomen. And he's just a dude that had massive torso, midsection area, and legs and big broad shoulders, but he just wasn't put together for the stage. So yeah, I mean, he died at 44, so he died very young. Little article on him. He also was a very powerful guy. This guy kind of knew him, I guess, that wrote this article, or this lady, I should say. He had a 700-pound bench press for 2 reps, 500-pound shoulder press, and a 500-pound bent over row. And he leg pressed over 2,000 pounds. He's still regarded as the strongest pro bodybuilder of all time. You could probably make an argument for Ronnie Coleman on that as well, but 500-pound bent over row is insane. I mean, a lot of guys can't even deadlift that. On this 500-pound shoulder press, that's just insane. Again, he walked around about 420 pounds, but he had health problems. I mean, it's got to be. I'm sure he had an enlarged heart, cardiac problems, and he died, I think, in his condo, which sucks. But I remember him back in the day, seeing pics in magazines, and he just absolutely dwarfed some of the biggest men in bodybuilding, made him look like children. So yeah, another story of a bodybuilder not living life past the prime.